From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5, just for you.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Komothian, which was carried out through a court order. How does your administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink. You could find him passing around, particularly dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will stop the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Your respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came, he also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
On the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition. Through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the rule of law. As you are aware, Liberia, for the first time in over 7 decades, experienced a peaceful transition of power when I assumed the presidency in 2018. Tomorrow, we will witness another historic moment as I hand over the reins of government to my successor, President-elect Joseph Nima Boakai. I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, in order to ensure the continuation of our strong and vibrant democracy. I therefore urge you, my fellow citizens, to continue to be law-abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences. Embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
The creator and sustainer of the universe, who allow us to see another day again. We can be so grateful to him. It is a great privilege. Also, we are thankful to all of you who inspire us every day from morning to night by your presence, your support, every other thing. We can't help but say thank you. We are into it again. We are into it. Yes, it is a great day. Paris Lobot, you are on from New Jersey, the United States, National Youth Movement Against Drug. You are on. Jeremiah Wisse, you are on. Yes, Pastor Jeremiah Wisse, good to see you. You are on. Abdullah Dole, you are also on. Benson Devio Victor, Ansu Famula, Broville, Masare, Abdullah, JJY Community, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie Congo Town, Laha Masale, FDA Junction, Gate Hope Community, Do Community, James Dokar, that's Morris Colley, Sidiki Traore, Kogbe Widow, Kakata Magibi County, Tobasi, CDC Papi Success Keita for Life, Fatu Kone, Kakata Magibi County, Spencer Mohammed, Coxspoon Hill, Wentown Community, Clady Addison, Delaware, USA. Hope that you are faring well. Clady Addison, Heron Tito, Junior Carwell, Lahai Masale, FDA Junction, Dinah Davids, you've been off for a while. I hope that you are faring good. Haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. Venetians Bar Jr., New Cretan, Claudia Dekpo, Jack Foley, Tom Bikai, Broville, Bible College Junction, Daniel T. Willem, So Clinic Community, Faith, Kelvin Bappin, Wayne Town, Sophie Blamo, Jackson C. Pony Iron Factory, Block C Community, member of Block Titan Intellectual Center. You are on. The chairman is also on. The chairman himself, whose birthday is on the 23rd of this month, September. Romancio Latupan Kenneball Orico, for short, the only chairman, one and only chairman, the only melting pot, the chairman who cuts across, irrespective of political line, religions, whatever, the only chairman that does not discriminate, and the only chairman that embodies all of the characteristics of George Manning Weah. Philip Nangbe, Dallas, Texas, Gabriel Bamba from your business center adjacent, the General Auditing Commission, good to have you on. Patience Wisner, Lynch Street, Joan Momolu, your business center, Gale Street, behind Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, Usman Saul, the same area, Dubon Hill, North Carolina, USA, Pastor Charles Wisdom Rogers. Okay, Batnosville, that's Broadville. Broadville or Batnosville? Which one? Batnosville? Town Hall Community. All right. So all of you great people, thank you for coming on. Share the show. Please share the show as many times as you can. The evil people, our enemies, don't want to hear what is unfolding in the country. They think that they alone should be heard by and through their various mediums, but they will have to, So share the show wherever you are. Share as many times as you can. Let the people around the world know what is happening in Liberia. They were doing it yesterday. They were sharing all of what they needed to share. They were even moving physically into the United States and other places to tell the people nothing is happening in Liberia. Investors should not come to Liberia. And they succeeded. So we will have to succeed also, because it is our turn. Send it as many times as you can share. Please do. Let the people know what is happening. The people in Tajikistan, let them know that the government in Liberia is failed, has failed, that corruption is widespread, the president is unable, the finance minister has turned to a ballistic finance minister, first time in the history for Augustine Gafuan to go grotto, and he was responded to appropriately. The center is no longer holding. Please spread. I'm telling you why you need to spread, because they don't want the outside world to know these things. So spread, share the show as many times as you can, all over. They don't want the outside world to know what is happening. So just as they were painting, they're manufacturing, creating negative picture about CDC and sending it out, we're not manufacturing any negative thing. We're not lying. We're reporting the reality. They're making the news, and we take the news and send it out. We will not lie on the government. We will not manufacture anything. We will not fake anything. They create the bad news. It is our responsibility to take the bad news and send it out. It is not our responsibility to sift out the bad news, but to present it raw, just as it is. We can't edit their bad news because they already edited it by their conduct. So just please spread the show. Then, before we get started, will continue to sound like a broken record, please. The support basket, King support basket, please keep dropping in the basket. I told you the basket is deep and wide. Yes, it is deep and wide. It's just like a deep sea. You can get to the bottom anytime soon. Yes, but it has a bottom. So keep dropping. We will encourage you every day, remind you why, acknowledge what you have done and you continue to do. You are familiar with the numbers now. Those of you who are not familiar, because some of you have started to come on lately, so we will keep saying it so that you can have an understanding and not to say, but why the people, or I hear this person saying it and I've not heard it from the station, so I'm believing. So those of you who are coming on and those of you who have come on recently, we will keep saying it so that you get the information. We need your support. We're doing a lot more and we can do it all by ourselves. We have some shortcomings. It is not wrong to admit your shortcomings in life. That's why they say if you want to get out of where you are, you have to share your idea with somebody and that person will help you to get out. It is not a crime, not a violation, nothing absolutely, but it is a moral principle with a divine supernatural instruction. The numbers are there: 0555 885 885. The orange mobile morning number, the local numbers: 0777 017 885, 0777 017 885. Keep dropping, please. Thank you. You have done well. You stay doing well. We encourage you to do well as you do. We appreciate, and God does the rest. Thank you so much. Let's get started with what we've got on our plate. We'll resume our focus on some of the events unfolding out of Liberia. Let's go to the former president of Nigeria, who was one of the peace brokers or mediators in Liberia's crisis from 1990 to where it ended, or when it ended, Olusegun Obasanjo. He is warning African countries and African presidents against relying on the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, saying the institutions were never designed to serve Africa's best interests. Absolutely. Speaking at the Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Algeria, former President Olusegun Obasanjo urged ministers, presidents, vice presidents, all African leaders to focus on intra-trade and regional integration as the basis for sustainable growth. The World Bank is not for Africa. The IMF is not for Africa. He said once they can understand that, they will know how to deal with the IMF and the African Development Bank. And he will call on or call for more local currency trade settlements to reduce, in his words, dependency on the US dollar and ease pressure on African currencies. Mali's military has launched airstrikes in the gold-rich Kayes region after Al-Qaeda-linked militants block fuel imports to the capital, Bamako. The group, Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam, halted few trucks, restricted movement near the Senegal-Mauritanian borders, and attacked factories and gold mines run by firms like Barrack and B2 Gold. B2 Gold. The army said it rescued hostages in Diaman, D-I-E-M-A, Diaman, and Nero, Nero. But major trade routes remain blocked and transport companies have suspended operations. The International Criminal Court will hold hearings against fugitive Ugandan warlord Joseph Kony nearly 20 years after issuing his first arrest warrant. On Tuesday, judges in The Hague will examine 39 counts of war crimes and crimes against humanity, including murder, rape, sexual slavery, and pillaging. Some of the crimes they brought against former President Charles Taylor, who is serving a 50-year jail term in Great Britain, convicted of those in Sierra Leone, but not Liberia. Joseph Kony, leader of the Lord's Resistance Army, is accused of an insurgency that killed over 100,000 people and abducted 60,000 children, with atrocities spreading across Uganda, Sudan, South Sudan, DR Congo, and the Central African Republic. This will be the International Criminal Court first ever hearing in absentia, aimed at preparing for a swift trial. If Kony is captured, hearing in absentia means the person isn't available physically, but the trial goes on and the verdict becomes binding as per the law. Well, it seems there is a shift. Anger is, it has not, but I think it is certain in the people all around the world. Anger. And you don't allow the people anger to reach a boiling point. We saw in Kenya, the citizens took to the street, vexed with how they were being ill-treated by members of the parliament, enriching themselves, passing laws onto themselves to take their lives to another level. And then they stormed parliament and burned down the parliament building. A couple of days ago, we saw another one taking place. Where was that? One of the African countries. And now, Nepal, protesters stormed the federal parliament building in Kathmandu, in the last few hours, with images showing fires and smoke rising from the building. The people are tired. They are vexed with how their parliament or parliamentarians take on so much onto themselves, come out with legislations that favor a certain people, favor a certain group within their ranks, favor a certain part of society, and vast majority of the population is ignored. When anger sets in it leads to uprising. Whether we like it or not, whether you want to hear it or not, one day the people will rise up in this country against that place called legislature. Let us not be fooled. These things that are happening, these are signs. God in heaven is not stupid. God allowed these things to happen so countries around the world that are dictatorial, that diabolical, and on will take cue. That's how things were happening. We were seeing fightings all over the place here and there. We're enjoying it on TV. Only before we can realize that God was showing signs that Liberia, be careful, otherwise than that you will get into something, it was late. Several African countries, the people rose up against the parliament. We're seeing it. Nepal, the people got vexed and rose up against the parliament. Whether you like it or not, you will hear it. One day, it will be something unprecedented in this country, but not a surprise. You will see that number, that rising number, unprecedented, marching to that place called legislature, and all of those guys will run away. Because of their evil, their diabolical act, the bad laws they're passing over there, enriching themselves at the detriment of the people. These are signs. These are signs. If it ain't happening in your country, it's you happening in another country, God is telling you, take you. Take you. That is why we have something in journalism called proximity. Proximity. So, what that means is, if something is happening in Sierra Leone, since Liberia is close to Sierra Leone, that which is happening in Sierra Leone, we start to report it and how it's happening, why it's happening. The reason for that is because Liberia and Sierra Leone is close. It can have what they call, the word they have for it in journalism, they call it spill over. That means that situation that's happening in Sierra Leone, if the people in Liberia, they are not aware, given the closeness, it could come and catch the people in Liberia unaware. So they can report it, what is happening in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, in Ivory Coast, in Guinea, those countries that share proximity or closeness, because the word proximity means closeness. Two, the country can be close to you, but given what is happening, that idea can trigger the people. It is either positive or negative. Nepal is far from Liberia. But even in Nepal, the same thing happening here. The reason they rose up against the parliament, the same thing happening in there. So Nepal and Liberia don't share any proximity. We talk about it because the same thing that is happening that led the people to rise up against the parliament, the same thing happening here. It is based on our journalistic instruction. I brought this. I could have left it. Everyone knows that Liberia problem is the legislature. These people, developed country as it is, can rise up having cry in their hearts for several months, years. And then they said, no way. We have to take to the parliament. See the destruction that went on. I'm not hoping for any destruction here, but I'm just telling you that it can happen, and when the people get vexed, something happens. You take it anyway. You can carry it to information ministry and let them go and react, because that's the rule, to be reacting to everybody. See the wave of anger globally. Said see these things happening, then what did he say? He said, no, no. Meaning, come to your senses. God is not stupid. God allowed these things to happen to bring people to their senses, people who are ill-treating the people, despotic leader, dictatorial regime. If the people in that country can rise up against the parliament, what makes you think the people can do it here? Let's not fake anything here. We're not hoping for that, but we're just telling you so that you will stop. That legislature is bad off. That's why they would never ever want audit, because of the messy situation they have over there called legislature. No reason why. They are tossed to and fro by the executive branch. They have lost the essence of a first branch. Look at first branches in other countries. You know the legislature. Come to Liberia, village. Small men and women in small minds, small clothes. No disrespect to you people. So I take you. The airport, Kathmandu Airport, International Airport, according to the BBC, closed because the protesters increased the protest. It's not easy. 19 people. Yeah. Just thought to share that with you. You continue to stay over there and think that you people are superhumans. You'll be in that place called legislature and think that you people are gladiators and predators. Nobody can do anything to you. You'll be there one day. The people of this country will rise up against you people in that legislature. One day, you'll continue to do what you're doing. The guys are deceptive, working in the interest of the people. Nobody, no legislature works in the interest of any people. No Liberian legislator. Everybody works in the interest of their pocket. Look, what has come from that legislature that benefited this country? What has come from it? All of the people who were screaming and shouting yesterday, they are silent today. What a pity. What a shame. What a disgrace. One day, the people of this country will rise up against that legislature. One day. If it's happening in countries around the world, especially countries that are developing and developed countries, what makes you think it can happen to Liberia? What makes you think it can happen to Liberia? Liberia is not the only country on the earth or making up the earth. Liberia is not the only country that God knows. God knows every country. There are countries doing even better. God satisfied with them. Yet, God does not tamper with the will of the people. When the people are angry or are vexed, He allowed the people to exercise their right. We know that for a fact because He said the bigger ones should not provoke the smaller ones. Neither must the smaller one provoke the bigger one. So who in this contest the bigger ones? The people who in power. Who are the smaller ones? The people who look up to them for guardians. You stay in that place. You call yourself legislators. One day, the people of this country will rise up against you. And that's when you people will come to yourselves and say, yes, let's start working in the interest of the people. That nonsense cliche you have, well, in the interest of the people, working in the interest of the people. Look what you are doing over there. Look what is happening in the government. Look at how money is just vanishing in thin air. The very government that said there's going to be no business as usual. The very president who brag and boast and rant that there's going to be no business as usual. Look at it. Look at his government. The government is rotting to the core in corruption, widespread corruption, unprecedented. And then you're proud to call yourself rescue. You should be ashamed of yourself. At this point in time, just under 2 years, more than 200 million United States dollars gone. All kinds of shady deeds are taking place, manipulating the system. One day, God has a way of bringing judgment. When you hear judgment in the Bible, that thing that you see happening around, God look at a given country and allow earthquake to go there. He can look at a country with terrible demonic leadership. He allow people to die mysteriously. When you hear judgment in the Bible, those are the things. It means punishment. Judgment means punishment. You think God, where you go in heaven, then say President Tajikistan. When you were in Tajikistan, why you didn't rule? You didn't leave my people go. You think that one you're going to meet there? I beg you, yeah. That's not a judgment though. When you hear judgment, that punishment, you punish you on the earth. God allows certain religious leader in this country, who was in this country, to suffer for several years, excruciating pains. The tribulation was bad off, terrible, for years, almost 10 years, from hospital to hospital, hospital to hospital. All the sophisticated doctors of the world working from one end to another. No solution. Everybody. Why? Why God can heal? Why God can heal? Why God can do this? They spend thousands of millions of dollars. When God got ready, he took his breath. That is punishment. He suffers you before you die. Whether you're president, you vice president, you speaker, you senator, you representative, you journalist, you business person, you military person, you nurse, you young boy, God in heaven will make sure. If you are an evil person, you're suffering his people, you're taking everything onto yourself. Onto yourself, his judgment, his wrath. God wrath not in heaven. No wrath in heaven. When you hear wrath, that on earth. Sometimes you look at a given minister going after taking all the things from the point, enjoying yourself. He allow you to miss the road, run into something, and you just smash and you die instantly. That judgment right there, God finished. That's what they call punishment. That's what they call wrath. When you hear the judgment of God, when you hear the punishment of God, when you hear the wrath of God, those are the things. There are people on this earth, in this country, they're going through things. They have passed 10 years in their suffering. They have gone from hospital to hospital, from doctors to doctors. All of the men of God, the women of God, now pray and pray and pray and pray. Nothing can happen. All the doctors gave up. When you see it that way, that God punishment there. God is punishing that person because of how he or she treated his people. You sit down in a place, you call yourself honorable. You take everything onto yourselves. One day, I see you. Let's move to what I call the comic or comedy. I considered it a comedy. Yes. This is a comedy. It is a comedy. Yes. One day. Let them mark it on their calendar. One day, one day. One day, one day. God is not of this earth, oh, and God does not punish people in heaven. God does not punish you when you're in your grave. God does not punish you when you're in a morgue. God does not punish you when you're in a casket. God punishes while you are alive, because you cannot be dead to be punished. You cannot be in a grave to be punished. It doesn't make sense. That's not how it's looking. God can punish you. If God says, St. Andrews, I put you people at Kings 88.5 to do my will, to make society better, and you people are bending the truth, you're not telling the people honestly, you will be struck. And St. Andrews will be struck. That God's judgment right there. That God's judgment. It finished. God is not off the earth. God is aware of everything that is happening in this country called Liberia. He's aware of all of the leaders. He sees how they are performing. He sees how the people are groaning. They are crying. He sees just everything, and he takes action at the time he finds it necessary. And when God decides to take action, nobody knows. He can look at a given person and say, okay, so this is what you've been doing to my people over the time. So you have amassed wealth unto yourself. You think you are law and order. Okay, you will not enjoy that wealth. You're off the earth. The next thing, oh, we know what happened, oh. The minister was there, the man says, the man says, the next thing the man fall, and the man down. God finished with that man. Let me show you. Let me show you in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It just came to mind. Let me show you. God does not punish in heaven. No, he does not punish after you leave this earth. That is a lie. Don't even believe that thing. God punishes while you living. While you living. That's why he gave time to lead us. To lead us. Bad leaders, bad presidents, bad legislator, bad representative, evil speaker, evil pro tem, evil deputy speaker. He gives time. But how? You look at the situation with Nebuchadnezzar. He gave Nebuchadnezzar time. When Nebuchadnezzar felt that he was Mr. President, he was the law and gospel, he was not respecting any laws, but everybody should bow to him and worship him. And he was the law and gospel. When God got ready for him, what happened? He ate grass. He chewed the ground. He went naked. He suffered. He had to confess and beg for mercy. Let me show you. Let me show you the line, then we talk this thing. One day, you continue to be in that legislature and executive and judiciary, the three branches of government, and continue to play fun of the people. You will enjoy the money, but you will suffer the day God get ready. One day. Like one day. Where is it? Let me show you what God is. One day. Let me show you. Here is it. 1 Samuel chapter 2. 1 Samuel chapter 2. The man explained his decision, that he has the final say, that he executes judgment on the living and not the dead. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6 and 7. It said, the Lord killed and the Lord make alive. He bring down to the grave and bring up. The Lord make poor and the Lord make rich. He bring low and he lifted up. You're taking for a joke. You know what he did to people in other countries around the world? When they finish doing all kinds of things to the people going home, he allowed them to smash. He smashed them into the wall. Go bury them and finish. In leadership, whatever leadership you in, have the fear of God. That nonsense they own in their various offices. When you go there, you see the open Bible. They pull it on the desk. Then they think that way now they are God-fearing. A God-fearing leader a God-fearing senator, a God-fearing minister, a God-fearing legislator, a God-fearing speaker, a God-fearing president would never in any way render injustice, break the law, insult people, do all kinds of things, because he knows when God gets vexed, we'll turn to him, he will sit down right in our office, his breath gone. That's how God can punish. God punish presidents, vice presidents, prime ministers, different ways. He said, God, the man talked about himself. He said, I kill, I put in the grave, I bring out, I make poor, I make rich. You sit down in that place. You say, Phonetic over was the problem. Phonetic over off. Look at the legislature. It's even bad off than when phonetic over was there. That is why God said, count it all joy when people lie on you. Move, it will show their wickedness. It will show their lie. Phonetic over of the legislature, the House of Representatives. Look at it. Has anything changed? What do you see there? Let's move to the next pointer. Time is fast spent. Let's move to the comedy. Serenius Cephas, couple of weeks ago. But before then, let me say the government, most of the government officials are not rational enough. They're not the kind of people who really think. They do not know human behavior. I can see why the people say power corrupts. Meaning it blindfolds you. You tend to be more happy within it than having an understanding of human behavior. We are told by God in Jeremiah 17, it said the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can discern it thereof except the Lord? Meaning only God knows the human being heart. Somebody can praise you today. You are excited. Tomorrow, the person is lambasting you. And that's the situation with these unity parties, some of these unity party people, especially the ones who call themselves spokespersons. Yesterday, former CDC Solicitor General, Chancellor Serenius Cephas, came out with a criticism against former President George Weah and the Congress for Democratic Change. It met the taste of all the Unity Party people. They were excited. They were extending his criticism, meaning they were putting it on their pages, sending it around for everybody to see, because he was condemning George Weah and the Congress of Democratic Change. They saw it as something good for them. They took pride in it. They were comfortable. Today, the man they praised, after the man said that he has no criticism, that's what he said. He said he had no criticism of Joseph Yuma Boakai and his government. Meaning, what I've seen Joseph Yuma Boakai doing, if my former president was leading this way, we wouldn't have left power. Things would have been okay. So I have no reason to criticize Joseph Yuma Boakai because there is no need. I see no reason. He hasn't given me any reason to criticize him. That was Serenius Cephas' position, which Unity Party people enjoy. They mesmerize, they're into it, they romanticize into it, they did all of the sexing of that to say it politically. Here we are. The same man who said he had nothing to criticize Joseph Yuma Boakai of, the same man is saying now Joseph Yuma Boakai, the same man came out with criticism, condemnation, saying that Joseph Yuma Boakai has jumped into the cage of most of his predecessors. 1, 2, with just under 2 years in power, according to Sema Serenia Sivos, the people are catching hell under Joseph Yuma government, Yuma Boakai government. 3, that Joseph Yuma Boakai now runs a government that he, Councillor Sivos, described as barricaded enclave of a kitchen cabinet made of bootleggers, how you spell Bootlickers, bootleggers, legates, and charlatans. 4, according to him, most of President Joseph Yuma Boakai cabinet ministers are just street smart people. Street smart. Simply put, they know nothing about governance. They, in their respective positions with guests or guesses, now learning on the job, that their criticism of the past government officials was empty. They cannot prove anything today. 5, Sema Serenia Sivos said the government itself is catching hell, is in hell, but nobody wants to say it. Meaning, none of Joseph Yuma Boakai officials wants to admit that things are not working for the government. And that all of them are helping to direct Joseph Yuma Boakai in the wrong direction, which could plunge this country into something that nobody wants. These are but few of his strong criticism against the government. Did any one of you expect that Councillor Sivos was going to turn onto Unity Party government to criticize them after he said that he had nothing to say about the UP government and Joseph Yuma Boakai because they are doing what is right? Had George Weah done what Boakai doing, they wouldn't have left power? Did you ever believe that he was going to turn against them? Well, that's the unpredictability of human being. And that's Jeremiah 17:9 for you right there. When God said the heart of man is desperately wicked, who can discern it there? Anybody. That's what I meant when I said Unity Party, most of these Unity Party people are not rational. They're not smart. They think these small things can shake CDC or thwart CDC's effort 2029 or George Weah 2029. These small things, when somebody come out to say something, then, oh, they are excited, they are motivated, it energizes them, and then they're spreading it. They are not aware that these people are making fun of Unity Party and Joseph Yuma Boakai. They are not understanding the politics. These guys from the other side, they are smarter than Unity Party people. They know that since Unity Party people likes negative news, just how Satan likes to hear negative news because Satan is negative in himself. Anybody who likes negative news is negative in himself because only a negative person is open to negative news. Only an evil person is open to evil news. Only a liar accepts lies. Anger, it went into the soul. Again, they talked to the information ministry podium. As usual, Daniel Sando. He was vexed. His minister, Jeremy Lekpia, was vexed too. And they can do nothing to Severina Sivos except by reacting. So Daniel Sano said, no. Councillor Serena Cephas is just being deceptive, untrue, and unacceptable. All of those things he said, deception, lie, they can't be accepted. He said that Liberia faced under the CDC government the problems Liberia faced before were caused by Cephas and others in the CDC government. He said people used to stand in the CDC government. People used to stand in long lines just to buy rice and gasoline. Today, he said, under Joseph Yuma Boakai and the Unity Party government, prices are better and supplies are more available. Yeah, please help me if that is true, but I'm quoting the minister. He said, during Weah's time, during CDC time, the people used to stand in long lines just to buy rice and gasoline. Today, under Joseph Yuma Boakai and Unity Party, prices are better. Prices are better and supplies are more affordable. Meaning, the people now, no complaining, they can afford, they can buy, there is no problem whatsoever, no worries, nobody complaining. All those things that they said were happening yesterday, none of those things are happening today. Again, honor Joseph Yuma Boakai, everything is better, everything is good. He went further to say that this government, Unity Party government, is working hard to improve basic services. Please pick up the irony. Initially, he said prices are better, supplies are more available. Then he said the government is working hard to improve basic services. Prices and supplies or other things are basic services. Those are the things that you need to move your life forward. Prices, the exchange rate, all of those things, those are very important. So he comes back to say the government is working hard to improve. So it is a contradiction, meaning not much has been done. Then he comes in again. He said civil servants are getting paid on time. Civil servants are being paid on time. He said civil servants are being paid on time. And this, I can say to you, is a blatant, diabolical, satanic lie. Because I spoke to somebody today within the government. They said they have not taken pay yet from one of the government institutions, that they have not taken pay yet. The person was clear. I argue with the person. I said that is not true. We hear the finance minister and the other people and your information minister and his deputy, everybody talking that everything is okay. The person said that is a lie. We listen to them every day. We have not taken pay yet. Daniel Sano say they pay on time. The finance minister say they pay on time. Good. Then he said roads are being built. Roads are being built. Electricity is more stable. Granted, this one, we accept it. We're not lie. We accept it. That it is stable. We don't hear people complaining and writing on Facebook as the way they were. But it was just at the time we're getting into rain season, and we are in a rain season. So you want to give this a try in the dry season and see whether this stability would still be. So for now, let's accept that. Then he said, there are real improvements that the very Cephas men whose government did not do these things to conclude on this one, they are focused on moving the country forward. Ironically, the country is retrogressing, going back. So the honeymooner the honeymoon turned to sour move. And the guys at the information ministry, they are so petty, so tiny, so small. Anybody who criticizes Boaka or criticizes the government, when they go at the Ministry of Information and blast you, they develop grudge for you. When they see you outside, they can't speak to you. They cut a speech. That's how the information ministry guys are so small, so petty, so tiny. That will be doing it for them. The LTA former boss, Abdullahi Kamara, was speak up this morning after he was, because we heard that the matter went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court freed the man. We heard all kinds of things, different readouts and all kinds of reports. And that's how Kamara now, he came out and did a statement that the claims they brought against him were not true. And thank God the court exonerated him. He said he was excited that the court exonerated him of all of the claims. Then how come today, surprising to everybody, the man is arrested, ordered that he be jailed at the Moravia Central Prison? So what happened there? What happened in that rest period till now? Anyway, he was released on bill to over 295,000 United States dollars criminal appearance bond. He was released by his lawyers and he's off jail until further notice for hearing. Then yesterday we talked about it. And she is off the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Karishma Penon. We talked about it yesterday, but I want to share something with you. Not the aspect of her dismissal, which is also important, but some of the lines, some communications. And I will tell you, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Karishma. So Joseph Boaka was just appointing, not necessarily that he knew the people he was appointing, but he was appointing because they sent the names to him. Not that he knew those people. They were actually, Karishma was not one of those who actually campaigned for Unity Party. It was lately that she joined. At that time, even at the latter part, you could get Unity Party stuff, just get on Facebook, do several posts, let them see you, and then you send those posts, you share it to with some of the Unity Party people, especially the top brass, when they see it on their page. That's how some people got job in the government. Not that they were people who started the campaign from day one. No. So let me get to the communication. Let me get to the communication about this lady. She is off. She did the honorable thing, but it was not a voluntary decision. It was a coerced decision. She was coerced to resign. Karishma was coerced. It was not a voluntary decision. It was a threaten. Either you have to choose between your name and preservation, or choose between staying on the job, you get fired, or you resign and save that for the future. Karishma did not have any option. She had to choose the latter, and she resigned. The memo, sorry, I'm trying to get the communications that came from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sarah Beslow Yanti, that she was told, one, resign quietly. Let it be saying that you resign, whatever they say, the media will say against the government, whichever way they will analyze it, fine. It will be okay. We will take that blame, that blasting from the media, and you will maintain your character. Or you insist to stay on and you are fired, dismissed, and go with a tinted character that you were dismissed. Yes. Karishma chose the latter. She resigned. When you heard the news that Karishma resigned, people ran with it. Karishma did not resign voluntarily. Karishma resigned under pressure, coercion. She was forced to resign. Yeah, please, I beg you, yeah, hold on. I will get it. I'm looking for it. I had it from last night. Too many things in my gallery. Yeah, too many things inside the two buckets. So I have to take time to get the communication out. I will share it with you. I will get it. But she resigned. You will hear it. I will read it. In that communication, she was told to either stay on or resign. Meaning, if she stayed on, her dismissal was imminent. Resign? Okay. There was an emotional outburst in one of their meetings. She was sidelined. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sarah Beslow Yanti, opened a sub-office or an annex which cut Karishma off her responsibility, took all of the responsibility from her and gave it to another office or another individual to manage all those responsibilities that she had as Assistant Minister for International This, International That. She was there, but nobody was doing business with her. Her office was completely dormant. The minister instructed that everything be done with the new person she recognized. So Karishma was there. It all started from that UN Liberia election to the non-permanent seat stuff. Why we may not know the actual cause, but I can say to you, I am 100% convinced, and one day the minister will say it, I am 100% convinced that the minister realized that Karishma was not up to the task. I am 100% convinced that the minister, Sarah Beslow Yanti, tried the best she could to create the space by which Karishma would grow. But Karishma, the appointment how it came, really. But the minister wasn't convinced that she was up to the task. No. That position that Karishma was appointed to, even though everybody learns on the job, there are things in a radio station, all of us here, We're still in when somebody doing it wrong, we're showing our curious head so we know it. That's what they call learning on the job. But it goes with humility. It doesn't go with equality or showing that pompous stuff. I don't know whether she was taking advantage of that, but what I do know in Liberian setting, in Liberian governance, when the president appoints that person, as far as that person concerned, he or she knows. So the people that person would meet there, instead of humbling himself or herself to work with that person, so the person exposes them, or the people expose them to everything so that they will know how to do the job best, because the essence of the job is result. Every task is result oriented. You have to produce. The boss can ask you for certainty and you can give the boss a reasonable reply. Charisma wasn't up to the task. There were misunderstandings. They had this thing running for several weeks and months. And I am convinced that the minister realized that she wasn't. She did complain her boss to their overall boss, which wasn't right at all, but it's up to them. I do not know whether the deputy minister or assistant minister can complain. The minister told the president. And what people will argue that everyone who is appointed by the president is answerable to the president. That's what people take advantage of. So the man, even if the janitor is appointed by the president, the janitor not satisfied with certain things can take it straight to the president. Instead of talking it out with the head of that department, or yes. So she complained. I will share the communication with you. I got all of that, but too many things in this gallery. I will share with you before the show ends. I will read that to you. So the minister, in the communication, the minister asked her to resign. Whether it was right on the minister's part to ask her to resign, well, I do not know. But the communication said she was told to resign. She's off the government. She not a bad lady. Oh, no. Charisma, not a bad lady. I will not get into any funny political stuff and say all kinds of damning things about Charisma. I will not do. I know her. We worked together at Capital FM. She had a show there, and she is in the type that you say she was or is fond of this, fond of that. So when we heard that she was appointed at the Ministry of Finance, we're excited. At least somebody from our old institution that we worked together and the relationship was cordial, excelled, went into government, fine. So what came out, really, I can't tell you that she was this, she was that, she a bad person, no. But a misunderstanding between she and her boss, and she was told to resign. She was told. Let me read the first communication while I find the other one. I want to share with you, really want to share with you that communication so you are the part that she was told to resign. But she was told to resign. Let me see this. Memorandum from, okay, this is the one she raised concern. Yeah. Yeah, that's the complaint here. Memorandum from Honorable Karishma Penom Rad, Assistant Minister for International Organizations, to Sarah Beslo Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs, CC, Ambassador George Wallace, Senior Advisor on Foreign Affairs to the President of Liberia. CC, Honorable Gabriel H. Sealy, Deputy Minister for Administration. CC, Chairman and members of the Policy Advisory Council. CC means copies of the same communication sent to the other people so that they will know not only the minister. Subject, meaning reason for writing. Formal complaint regarding the undermining of the office of the Assistant Minister for International Organizations, Bureau for International Organizations Affairs within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Date when she complained, September 2nd this year. Honorable Minister, with my highest compliments, I respectfully submit this formal communication to express serious concern over the persistent undermining of the statutory functions of the Office of the Assistant Minister for International Organizations, which continues to impede the effective discharge of my mandate. It has been observed that critical information and coordination, particularly regarding preparations and participation in United Nations General Assembly, have not been duly shared with my office. The permanent mission of Liberia to the United Nations has also failed to maintain the required coordination with the Bureau of International Organizations, thereby weakening the effectiveness of our engagement at the multilateral level. The permanent mission of Liberia to the United Nations does not share any information with my office and refuses to share any information on the United Nations General Assembly as we prepare for the 80th UNGA, as this action is a repeat to what happened during the 79th UN General Assembly preparation last year. Furthermore, I have been consistently excluded from engagement with ECOWAS, the African Union, the Mano River Union, international maritime meetings, and other international organizational forums where Liberia's participation is vital. Apart from a limited number of United Nations engagements, including UN General Assembly and certain meetings of the International Atomic Energy Agency, my office has regrettably been sidelined from broader international organizations. Also, the United Nations office in Liberia no longer coordinates with my office as Assistant Minister for International Organizations. I have been excluded from all meetings and engagements by the UN entities here in Liberia, of which, Honorable Minister, I had mentioned to you verbally and also through messages with no action taken in this regard. Long communication, she goes on to explain the other one. And how she concluded was the conclusion. But anyway, that's it. That's how, those are some of the things. It been running for long. Yeah, the two of them just couldn't get on. Anyway, that woman, a woman on a man, woman, that woman told woman to resign. Thank God and amen. So the feminists, advocates will not be screaming all over the place. Y'all go blast Sarah Beslow Yantina. That your fellow women, if our men, yeah. That woman put woman up. That woman told woman to resign. If Jenner told Jenner to resign, if Jenner flushed Jenner out of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Let's go to the line that said that. Don't worry, I will share that communication. Too many things inside here. Sorry, I deleting some things so I will get there. Yeah. So those are some of the pointers. Let's go to the line. But before then, please keep dropping in the basket We look up to you. Thank you so much. You have done so well and you continue to do so well. Please keep dropping whatever you can. We appreciate it. We look up to you. You are our partners. We can appreciate you more. You've been of great help. You continue to be of greater help. Just step it up. Reminder that you keep dropping. Yeah? Whatever. $10, $5, $15, $20, whatever the amount. Yeah. So let me read a few comments and then we can move to the line. Okay, Diana, you say you're doing good. I didn't see you for a couple of weeks. Yes. Philip Nangwe said the legislature is the nation problem. That area needs major reform. They will never be open to reform. Maybe they're in the next war, but not this one. Philip, just leave it. Philip Nangwe also said, one day, there is first time for everything. Oh, yes, that's true. There's first time. The people never saw it coming in Kenya. It was the first time. What's the other country that they took to the streets? The same parliament. The people never saw it coming. It was the first time that it happened. There's always the first time. Just sit down there and continue to make fun of yourselves. You say that the people. Michelle Benson said, no, you can say that of your own party. That's why you have to bring out all unity party mess so that the people capitalize on it and put them. Michelle, you can insult your own party like that. Drop the vexation. Yeah, you can do that. All right, let's go to the line. Keep sharing the show and keep dropping in the basket, please. 0772 2399 33 0886 3044 97. The women's line 0777 98 0375. 0777 980375. They have your say. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, my name is Alexander Sisi calling from Plonga Brovio. Yeah, it was not for the minister to dismiss or friend, but it was also good because you want to honor my home. Because you can't be working with someone, then you see all type of thing. Yeah,
what did she say? What did she say you know about? What did she say you know about that you consider undermining?
I heard what you just said. Yeah, I heard what you see. I heard what all you said. You see, yeah, this is why I'm saying I'm quoting from you. What you said, you see? Okay. So it was wrong. You see, it was wrong for her to undermine the minister. So this is why the minister.
So you're in support of the minister's decision to ask her to resign?
Exactly so, yes.
And
because you want to undermine the minister. And you can't be working with someone that undermine the person.
If you were the minister, you would do the same?
I would do the same. Because you can't be working with me, then you want to undermine me. And more especially, I'm your boss. You see, it was wrong.
Okay.
It was wrong.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the decision the minister took.
Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
Yes. This is Mandela. But I have a new name to add to it. Mandela is a good English we have living on the old rule. Yes, St. Andrews, I just want to comment on what you said concerning the information ministry. You know, these people, they Daniel Sano and they Jeremiah and Pia, these people, they feel that I don't know That the only work, the function of that information ministry, that's what they are, that how they think. Because every time anyone says anything about the Joseph Walker and his government, they will come in. That's the only time. But their function there to inform the Liberian people, things are going on in the country, they're not doing it. Yet today the rate gone down like that.
No, the people say
they can't talk on it.
The people say the rate drop.
Okay, it dropped. But where are the presses?
So how much you change? You change in your area. How much you change in your area for?
I said $200 they move from on $5. 800 you can get and go get $5. So that $200 they move from on it. And now city they doing, but that one part they can't talk on no thing. So that my name is Mandela. Mr. Good English we have. That man you need. Yeah.
Well, you know, Boaga will see you. You can't take Boaga knee a brain. You know. But that Boaga there, Boaga that good English.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm as a cover under the street light in Lower Johnsonville. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. You know, Mr. Sam Andrew, I think the Ministry of Information is one of the ministry that just like Buaka and that refers to that they are very well untrained and reckless. So how would Daniel Sando come in a team mind and with a team brain and a very bumblehead to come and disseminate for information to educated men like us? Let me give you a statistics when we took over in 2018. 2018, the price of rice was $1,850, 25 kg. Let everybody check it out. 2019 at the same thing. But today, we are just like Walker first year in power, which was last year, and the price of 25 kg of rice went up to 5,000. That's not, that was the people shoot in land to get bag of rice. Another, these guys, I don't know what kind of brain they get. Nothing can penetrate for them to remember, or they just see that Liberia is just a village. Look at the bag of rice today. Joseph Walker first year. Bag of rice is 3,500 in the river community across Liberia, Montserrat and its environment. I'm talking about the rural part. They can sit here, you say, and the team prices are dropped. You can compare your administration and the Weah administration. Look at the UA rate. The UA rate went up by 8 cents until it got rotten. It fell by 8 cents. Today, no Liberian dollar on the market. Look at the kind of economic and strangulation that they have created on the business people. The business people are crying. Keke Rara, motorcyclists are crying. Daniel Sando, you need to forget. You need to elevate your thinking always and face the reality. So when people come out and speak the reality, accept it, because government is not just about politics or propaganda, it's about service delivery. It is not you that's what is telling us what the government is doing. Because when the government does wrong, does good, we'll feel the infight.
All right,
Chief. See it physically.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew, how are you? My name is Stephen. You might call Christopher. Thank you for the show. Yeah. My attention is drawn to the issue of Obasanjo talking about the problem in Ireland and Africa. Yes, that is true. Those systems have been built against Africa. That the World Court. Now, the World Court indicted Benjamin Netanyahu, but they will not go to sustain such judgment as they said about African leaders. But they're willing to get Africa and African leaders to disgrace them. So these are the things that people build this whole system for against Africa. So I like what he said. I agree with him that Africans should take to themselves and do what is right on the African continent. And the issue of prices coming down, that is not true. Condemned to Fiesta, condemned to is now 450. They have never gone to that price before. It went down to 250, 280. But now it is 450 under this regime. So they just lie about everything is what they know. Thank you very much for the show.
Have a nice Tuesday. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Hello.
You are on the air.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Joe Dawkins, calling for the township of West Point.
My man, sorry, that women's line here, not men's line. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. You?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Peter back calling from Johnson Bay.
Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, my brother, for the topic. Yeah, the minister of Interior yesterday can't about the prices coming down, and now people now, going for water, selling online to get water. Where? Posted drawing water, posted selling online for water. We live in Johnson Bay. Say water, sewer, and supply water. Oh, but we can get water here. People can buy sack of water to drink. We can get water here.
No,
let me tell you, the people then they can't empower, they can't food the people.
But I'm talking about that minister and water being. You
Hello?
listen to what I talk. Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, fine.
Yes, on base, before I address the issue of arrest in the country, I got a serious matter to address on the radio regarding the Bwaga government. You listen to me?
That's why you on the air, Chief. Everybody
okay, my
listening.
name is Emmanuel Kuo, calling from Lateral District number 9. I'm against enchanted sedition. You hear me? Yeah, I got one people to see the deputy chairperson of LPRS. She's a member of the board, who is currently, working with Bwaga government. She attended academy 2 full poison and drugs.
Yeah, that one take it to court, Chief. Take the one to court if you suspect.
So I want to inform the masses in the Republic of Liberia.
No, Chief. That's not why you call for. Say what you got to say. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, because I told you to know the water business. The full price, what they say, the full price is a count down. I told you last time, 3,000 for back or red to my community at Johnson Bay.
3,000 what? It's just 3,000? 3,000
for back or red. 3,000. I take up putting money in a phone, right to the shop. 3,000 for 8. $3,000. Then I said the 3% coming down, 3% coming down, 3% coming down. I'm seeing it. You hear me see the level thing in the marketing hard. You give me a phone. They must start joking with people in the country. We are suffering. They must start playing phone because we are banned because we don't want to go back to the dark area. We are banned for the balance 3 years. We must start joking with people. They love the country of power. They don't like to go in the country yet. And we are aware that Joseph Baka and they're taking that they will like to for the the pastors here. The movement we are in power. They will not like to wear again. They will not fool up. Get what taking the children and all we are here. We are not fools because somebody can't use it again.
Okay.
Now we'll put our president for power to move the criminal for power.
All
Thank you very much.
Hello. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Papa.
Good afternoon.
Anybody tell you say the government one foul 2008 very large yesterday. China coming for you. The Shabo water now my friend, they read out 3,100 to shop nana about 1 day. But when they are chief fire, the fire came to 900 they watch it. Therefore, yesterday the son chief fire give me now.
Yeah, but at least my Benny, you get 900. Some people are 800, some 850.
To my point, let people there, they will be fighting each other. Same. Les people there to spend so my friend Paul, my friend selection here. Let me manage show them what to get our daily but fucking a friend, get a friend to lead the power. And that is in the country, none of the country have. People say, people sending on law for what people not sending. None we got plenty of money. We got buy whatever. Now where to go with it? They know what I know what they like. No, I go to the market this morning. I want to take majority of United Party.
Okay. All right. All right, Mabino, we'll get you. Let's bring on the men. They've been waiting. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yes, this is Edmond Carr. You know, we have always said that King's FM is helping the country, but the ruling establishment has seen it that way. You know, the kinds of enlightenment you guys can bring to the discourse, to the talk show discourse, it's actually, but because those are all that follow foreign news, it is clear that things are not okay in the world. And a very exciting what people are agitating for, you look at the same thing happening in the country. And then the government officials, they are very, very arrogant. They act as if things are okay. When we go on the street, you come to realize that things are not just okay. They live luxurious lives, they live good life, and people are struggling and they are looking for it. They can't find it, you know. So it is a warning. And we hope that they will be able to see some of the signs and try to put some measure into place. But for what we can see, they are not prepared, they are not able, and things are not okay around the executive mansion. President Boaka, you think why he left the country? I was listening to Boaka on King News when they were having that program or channel stuff when he gets speak. I already feeling sad about Boaka. You listen to Boaka voice, he don't sound that he's okay. He's not okay. But I don't know what is stopping him from announcing it to the nation to take a rest and take a proper treatment. Is he not trusting who he will lead in charge? And what we are hearing now is the Oma too are also falling ill. She had gone back to the sea condition when she went the last time. She was okay. She came back. It's not also okay with her.
Who Oma now? Who Oma Kai?
Katumu.
Oh, she's not faring well?
No, she's not faring well. You know? She came back and if you tell her again, things are not okay.
How you know that?
Okay? Oh yeah. The second master is not okay. You know, I go around, you know, some of the business guy, the money changer. I got some friend with him. You know, when the woman okay, the way even when she come to work, she would share joke with them. At times they were even back there. They say, yeah, Canada. She was joking, they take it from there. You know, it's not happening. She's staying away from work. So she's not okay with the executive mansion. But with Canada, they pray that you are joking with. Come up in there and let the Liberian people pray, ask for forgiveness, and don't pray for our leaders. They are joking with it, but these are not okay. So not it's up to him. Because the last time when he did it, they said the fast and prayer were not answered. People are confessing. How come? They had 3 weeks. He had come on now, he would say he didn't have anything to criticize about. And what he's saying, he's just validating our argument.
All right,
then
Mr.
they
Carr.
are not jump on him.
All right.
Once you are
Thank you, sir.
supported CDC, you will always remain citizen.
Thank you.
The guy will always treat you that way. So they are just wasting their time. What the
Thank
guy
you,
will
Chief.
treat them as they are treating us. We are.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah, let's hear you, man. CC. Yeah, I know. Let's hear you.
Yeah, how's your neck?
Yeah, fine. Let's go.
So that we pray for you, my friend. Not easy. You're going through you're raising your land like us. Only God will pay you, my child. Only God to bless you. The King's family, what you're doing for us, motivating us, every time encouraging us to stand our ground. Lord, thank you. Let God bless you, my child. You know, if the word charisma did, if it was immature, my friend will resign. You understand? Say, I will resign. Because the university is not in their cycle. They will find by all means to bring you down. And what happened to also? They know that she's trying to say that level you're saying, put it for Boaka, and they will say to somebody official of government and say, oh, they are allowed to get over there. But if someone means to bring her down, so it was Gucci resign because you know reason. They will say you stole a lot of money or they something and then office. They will put what the tell you. So unless you resign, although we are Liberian, let us so the way she resign, okay, for you find no place to go. And today, Merco, I know Kafuan, when life to the people talk about the Sonic, you told what you who now, what all the set all.
No, I don't talk about that one though. I don't talk about that one. I talk Daniel Sano. Daniel Sano say everything correct. Prices stable on the market. You're not standing online again to buy food. You're not standing online to get gear. The women and everybody okay. You're cooking Google food. Everything correct.
Daniel Sano, you bet. When you tell me you got lorry and how they go to get behind her, somebody go out of town. I'm not being Sano. I don't believe you. You are when you walk out, you are boss on the side. One paper over. Oh, I don't believe you. You used to join your second land of Vata. We pick him up on the bench, pick him up on the ground. You will go face the Vata and go and tell you. That's what I believe you.
You knew. Masisi, you knew him at that time, eh?
I know the net too good. Oh, I know Sano too good.
Oh, he used to be buying Chevron on the sidewalk, eh?
When you see one chap, you will throw him on the Vata before you say you be a nip it. And I qualify for you to buy it. You say, I'm not Sano. So you're going to say, oh, we enjoy the in the court. Go ahead. But we bless him. And I believe that's why we use it for year and that's what you get for year. You want to get beyond. So they get his job. It's some people in the country that will enjoy it. Let him go ahead. You boss you once, I love for black, I love for white. You pick them black and white. Can't be common. He's in the country. And I believe he will tell them they follow us. He will do it. Somebody do that. All the people want to get I do that for you. That's nonsense. We did nonsense. The person we have so they brought water. So I how they call it he was trying to attack all the people. Let them go ahead. But some justice Sano, I know he. I want to put very better. You can't so many people when they're for it. You go face it. Me the share will be big, you go face it and go over there. That's a Boston and Sano for you. If I know him my ABC. I know him. But he went on the platform and because he for it. And all I want to say was that 50% we are. So he come up for it. He said, oh, you want to be a great worker. He been it. It's a general. I'm not a quiet no what is for me. You see, if you get something Sambo, so a lot of people. You get it.
All right, man, Sisi. Okay.
Thank you, Mata.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice Tuesday. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew. I am Spencer Mohammed, and I call from a propo from Down Coast Spoon Hill, Western Community. Mr. Andrew, thank you for your many talking points. But my attention has been drawn to the one that has to do with Serena Seaforth and that of Sanu, Daniel Sanu. Serena Seaforth is very, Mr. Andrew, is very unfortunate to hear people like Serena Seaforth, who was just yesterday castigating the Weah-led government, to come out to begin to castigate the government that he wanted to sing praise to. But how be it? Everything that he said is a lie. He's saying the truth. He spoke the truth to the power that is in that today. People, if you walk in the city of Monrovia, you can definitely see the suffering and hardship on the faces of Liberia. But you see, people that don't know, these were the one over the last 6 years, spread out secrets and lies here today. They think they can stay government with lies. So no, the truth is the truth. Nothing you guys are talking about. People bought rest here, they were not standing in line. Those things that you guys are mentioning today, those things are economic, unforeseen circumstances. It was not created by President Weah. People bought rest in the last 6 years for $13. You sell it for $14 again. People bought gasoline here for $5.80. 50. You can't gasoline is being so around $700 you say again. You are not making anything substantial to boast of. The suffering is on the increase. Look at school open. People cannot afford to send their children to school. Look at government open schools. You parade the street of Monrovia. The streets are empty. You don't see students. Then you come and say you make it gain. The gain is not on Facebook. The gain is what you do. President, we have set a very high standard for you guys. And you guys will never match the standard. You guys will honor people, President, as you are doing. So stop the crying. And the crying you guys will cry. Those now will put you criminal and gangster out of this country. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew, for always giving us the opportunity to make our voice on national issue. Long live Liberia and long live the coup was secretary. Thank you, Mr. Andrew.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Sam.
Yeah.
My name is man judicial something say behind fast too. Yeah. Thank you for the topic. I want to talk about Daniel Sando. Daniel Sando saying that everything is okay in this country. I think Daniel Sando was living where he drives market, he lives place where he lives, and he get place to pay for himself. He lives where he drives market, where he used to be backing around drinking juice in Kaduma. That Daniel Sano, I blame him.
But Daniel Sano ain't say anything about yo. Daniel Sano say, Councillor Sifos criticized them, their government. He said the government in hell, the government, the people catching hard time. So Daniel Sano get vexed now. He said the thing that Unity Party doing now, CDC government ain't do it. Yeah. So you are not blasting our CDC government that Serena Sifos.
Yeah, but Serena Sifos saying the fact. That is fact. Serena Sifos saying he's saying the truth. So Daniel Sano he trying to say that everything is the things Serena saying are false. It is not false. They're coming out. The one the government came for power. They ain't talking it. They ain't doing it. People are suffering. Nothing going on. When I went to buy egg, where to Drivers Market, egg I think that's $60. $60 for egg. Everything present or you go buy, they will say the UR rate, that 800 for $5. Yeah, when you go buy cheese, money no. So Daniel Sano must share him more. Yeah, he share him more.
Thank you.
Thank you for the topic of discussion.
Hello. Hello?
Hello, good sir.
Yeah.
This is Rose Otobody from Front Street. I would say you have said it all. These white clothes criminals, these people are rogues. They are liars. I mean, they lying virus. We even know what kind of chemistry to put together for that virus are in there. Why must these people be lying to us as though we don't have sense? Why? Let's in Waterfall Market, yes, $3,100. Gasoline now, just this morning, or driver was telling me that the gasoline is rolling up to 800 something. Why must they be lying? We are suffering out here. We're suffering. There is no way to turn. Then they go where running going. Why you running away? Mr. Sifa, you were with these people there before. President. You are president again. Anybody can repent. Maybe you are repent. Mr. Daniel Sano, the lies that they carry around. Pretty soon, the own lies will haunt them. Pretty soon, 2029, any attempt, you people are made to say you're getting back in power. We will tumble this place here upside down for our children. Thank you, Mr. Andrew.
Good. Thank you too for calling. Have a very nice Tuesday from the Republic of where you are. Yes, let's see if we can get out of Liberia. Calls from Liberia, out of Liberia was coming in, but let's go this way and see. Okay, let's go. I think we can make it. Good afternoon or good morning.
Afternoon, Sir Andrew. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing fine. Thank God. And you?
I'm fine. That's great. Sir Andrew, you have talked everything. I mean, everything is fine.
Let the people know you and which state you are calling from or country.
I'm calling from Canada, to be precise, Toronto. My name is Ansu. Okay, let me just go to the topic. You see, President Weah doing the administration, the former president, the rent was so cheap in the country until the same Unity Party, they used to steal the rest and carry all of the country to go sell the rest. But now, the press are, no one get a mind to steal the rest to carry all of the country to go sell it. Hello?
We're listening to you.
You see, nobody get a mind to take some of the rest to carry in Guinea or Africa or Sierra Leone to go sell the rest because the price is high. But on CDC-led government, The rest was so cheap. So the business people, they will used to play on the government. They take the rest, they carry to the foreign country and go sell it. The United Party talking about road. All the road construction work, what they're doing. If you move CDC knee from there, like to say Weah, you say Weah, the road what they're paying. If you move Weah knee from there, Joseph Boakai, you will never call Joseph Boakai knee on paved road in Liberia. I bet any United Party partisan, if I'm lying, let them move Weah knee on any development that Mr. Boakai and his people doing. Let them remove Weah knee and what they were able to level their head to the Liberian people. All the projects they're going on, CDC, like they bring the overhead bring the coming to bill. President Weah was the first person to talk about it. You see, so all the project while they're running away, that President Weah project, but because government that continued, let they develop it for all. But we know, we the Liberian, we know. The Kematinians, they know to say rent was cheaper. They will used to take the rent from Liberia and carry Israel to go sell it. Today, nobody will stay online because the rent price are. It's the same with Sierra Leone. Thank you so much, brother.
All right.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. Okay, all of you, you're spicy up. I appreciate all of you great people. Thank you so much. Thank you. This break, then we get to something before then. Let's share with you former President George Weah, the global icon. You are aware that he is now the honorary captain of the team constituted to fight racism. He's continued to receive congratulatory messages, but this one from himself, after the information came out, he accepted the responsibility, which is a global responsibility, global. He said, Mr. Gianni Infantino, President, Federation of International Football Association, FIFA headquarters, hit Zurich, 11th, 1832, Zurich, Switzerland. Dear Gianni, kindly accept my heartfelt thanks and appreciation for the honor of appointing me to lead this all-important FIFA Players Voices panel on racism. I want to assure you that alongside the esteemed professionals appointed with me, we will work assiduously through the panel to find effective solutions to eliminate the ugly surge of racism from the beautiful game, both on and off the pitch. On behalf of the panel members, I also wish to assure you that as individuals who have personally experienced racism during our careers, we understand how profoundly damaging it is, not just to the sport, but to players, fans, supporters, and humanity at large. I have always been committed to serving FIFA in various roles, including as a member of FIFA Football Committee, and I will continue to do so now with unwavering dedication. We are eager to begin this critical work. To my fellow distinguished panelists, it is a proud moment working with you all, working with all of you, as together we strive to kick racism out of the beautiful game for the good of the game and for humanity. Respectfully yours, George Weah Sr., lead FIFA Players Voices panel on racism. Then Edwin Mervyn Snow, Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow, was trailed by Weah's pick by FIFA. He said, a heartfelt and resounding congratulations to my dear friend and global icon, George Weah, on his prestigious appointment by FIFA to lead the Anti-Racism Players Voices panel. This is a monumental moment, not just for football, but for the broader fight for equality and justice worldwide. George, Your selection for this role is a testament to your integrity, leadership, and long life dedication to confronting injustice head on. Racism, a veiled and persistent virus, has long plagued the beautiful game, tarnishing its spirit and leaving deep scars not only on the page, but also within the political and social fabrics of communities across the globe. From discriminatory chants in the stadiums to systemic barriers of the field, its impact has been devastating, dividing fans, players, and societies alike. Yet, in the face of this challenge, FIFA could not have chosen a more fitting leader than you, Mane. Your remarkable journey from a football legend to a global advocate for change has shown the world what it means to stand up against racism and injustice with courage and conviction. Edwin Snow concluded, Senator, with your unparalleled leadership, grounded in humility and strength, and your unwavering commitment to fairness, I have absolute confidence that you will stir this high-profile panel with wisdom and impact. Your voice has always been a beacon of hope, and now, as you take on this critical task, I know you will inspire players, fans, and communities to unite in dismantling racism in football and beyond. This is more than a role. It is a movement, and you are the perfect person to lead it. Congratulations, my friend. I am super proud of you. This is the piece of congratulations from Senator Edwin Snow to the global icon, George Manning Weah. You're listening and watching Real Talk on Kings 88.5. This break, and then we're back. They want us to feel stupid. They want us to think we are stupid and they have sense. No, they can. When the people are tired, they tell the politicians that they are stupid. Yes, by rising up. Just like what happened in Nepal. The prime minister was forced to resign, and the consequences devastating. A warning told the legislators, yeah, you are not law and gospel. You are not lords of the people. You are not dictators. The people are not your fools. They are not stupid. They're not crazy. They stood in line, normal. They took a decision by the Constitution. You didn't pay them. They voluntarily, with every conviction that when you get to the legislature, you improve their lives. And now you are telling them that they're stupid. You and your family enjoying. You and your children enjoying. And they are struggling. They are complaining. They are groaning in their hearts. They are crying. Continue. One day. Nothing and nobody lasts forever and ever. Ask other people who fell because they had the position, so they felt that they had the wall, but they ended while the wall still exists. One day. So the construction where we are, yes, this is how I can go home, or we can go home this way.
Fellow Liberians, I have received today news of the evictions and destructions of our party headquarters. Unfortunate and regrettable as this is. I wish to encourage all Liberians, especially our supporters and sympathizers, to stay calm, remain law-abiding, and respect due process in the interest of our democracy, the rule of law, and the peaceful coexistence among all Liberians, irrespective of party, social, ethnic, or tribal affiliations. Fellow Liberians, fellow partisans of the Coalition for Democratic Change, today we witness yet another testament of the Unity Party government gross disregard for the rule of law, embodying
by impunity, they continue to abuse power, testing our nation's fragile peace and democracy. Their list of violations grows daily, from police brutality against ordinary citizens to outright disregard of court orders. We must, however, take the high road. In the interest of peaceful coexistence, I urge everyone to remain calm, law-abiding, and respectful of due process, despite this partisan political mischiefs from the Unity Party government. In the legal battle over the ownership of the CDC headquarters, our party has always followed the rule of law and openly stated its willingness to abide by the court final ruling, regardless of the outcome. Yet, before the battle was fully exhausted, the trickled, happy partisans leadership of the police force, with direct instruction from Weah himself, spurred into actions. It was not a lawful eviction. It was a failed mission to destroy and erase the CDC in an attempt to fulfill their very wish Weah has repeatedly expressed to his lieutenants. While executing this criminal act, they made the cheers of their partisans. They failed to notice the loud silence of the vast majority of ordinary Liberians. Our people are in disbelief at this administration. Reckless behavior in its quest to consolidate power. Posterity will punish them harshly, while the loss of our office building is a setback. I want to emphasize that it is only temporary. We shall overcome this sooner rather than later. Thanks to your unwavering commitment, determination, and resilience, fellow citizens, coalitions, well-wishers, and sympathizers. Fellow partisans, do not be despaired. While we admit these are difficult times, our party has faced worse situations, even from the very same actors we see today, and we have emerged stronger. We shall prevail. The UP leadership under Weah are destroyed, but we are builders. A special national headquarters delivery committee is being established to immediately begin the construction work so that we can have a modern state-of-the-art new home in record time. We shall execute this while we embark on a national tour to inform our people. In my journey to heights I have achieved, I have seen such hiccups before. We shall never waver. Together we will build. We are survivors by history. We are blessed with a spirit that overcomes even the most tragedies and misfortune. Remember, the unity, strength, and identity of our party and coalition are not found in bricks and mortar. They live in the minds, hearts, and fighting spirit of our teaming supporters. Therefore, I call on every member of the party, our sympathizers, to mobilize and focus our energies on constructing our next premises. I must be clear, resist the temptation to take the law into your own hands. However disappointed we are by this outcome, I call on each of you to continue respecting the law and due process. Fellow partisans, well-wishers, and sympathizers, I am optimistic about the political future of our party. Together we will build a better home land for our party. So help me God. God bless Liberia. Thank you.
We shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. No, before this victory is won, some will have to get thrown in jail some more, but we shall overcome. Don't worry about us. Before the victory is won, some of us will lose jobs, but we shall overcome. Before the victory is won, even some will have to face physical death. But if physical death is the price that some must pay to free their children from a permanent psychological death, then nothing shall be more redemptive. We shall overcome. In my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. And with this faith, we will go out and adjourn the councils of despair and bring new light into the dark chambers of pessimism. And we will be able to rise from the fatigue of despair to the buoyancy of hope. We will be the participants in making it so. And so as I leave you this evening, I say, walk together, children. Don't you get weary. There's a great camp meeting in the
Yes, we will overcome. Do not get worried. Before this headquarters is constructed, they will say all manner of things. Before the headquarters is constructed, they will mock you. Before the headquarters is constructed, they will see you as jokers. They will doubt you. But do not worry. Do not get weary. No. So, everything is on course. They have accepted it. They know now it is truly a reality. No doubt again. Yes. At first, they were saying AI headquarters. Now, they do not know what to say. Their mouths are being shut one by one by themselves. When you hear God said in Psalm 23, I will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemy. It's not a literal table, but progress. The goal of the enemy is to stall that you do nothing significant in life. An enemy is against. When you're saying enemy, you're saying against. And everything about Satan is against. Anybody who doesn't want you to progress is against. And against is evil. So when God said, I will make a table, the metaphor there is progress. I will exhort you. I will take you from one level to another so that they will shut their mouths. I will make for you a table in the presence of your enemies. He didn't say your friends. He didn't say your fellow people who are prospering. He said your enemies. That is why when you are being mocked and you know who you are, you know what you stand for, you need not get jitter at mocking. Mocking is simply the stupidity that one brings of himself for everybody to see and know. Do not mock anybody in life because they will know how stupid and dull you are with time. They will see the clown in you. When you are speechless, you can no longer mock again. They say it was AI headquarters. And so they started to do the AI construction to mocking themselves, and they felt they were mocking George Weah when he announced Now they are the ones who are running with the information. Just like the woman at the well in John 8. She said, come and see, come and see. They are telling people now that CDC truly about to construct their headquarters. You know why they got convinced? The first announcement out with everything, and see anybody talking about AI headquarters. Do you see anybody coming on their Facebook page with AI headquarters again? They have now come to the understanding that truly what we are said is true. Not only that, but they are admitting that Weah is a leader. Though they criticize him in the past, and they put everything CDC losing the headquarters on him, just as they put those people who took their own decision to join the majority bloc for money on him. When they are men and women enough, they took their own decision. They said because he was not yelling all over the place. That's how the culture so dull. When you are yelling, and your yelling has no substance, the fact that you are yelling, they say you are a leader. So Job Walker talking all over the place, but nothing happening. That's the kind of understanding we have of leader. When you are silent, but you have the responsibility, you're looking at it, how to find solution, they say, oh, you aren't doing anything. We are told them, let them go ahead. Let Joseph Yema Boaka break it down. Except we are not on this earth and God is not hovering all of us. That is the only way CDC would not have a place of its own. All the Unity Party people who were mocking, who were making fun, today they're going in their shelves. They are ashamed. That's how you put your enemy to shame. Before this month end, you will see progress on the way. But they are the ones now, just so you know, that's how I thought to close the show. They are the ones who are telling people now that truly Weah is about to build a headquarters. George Weah is a global character. Boakai is never a global character. For the next 100 years, Boakai stay on the earth. He can never, ever, never, ever reach to the toe of George Weah before we talk about coming up and reaching the hand and head. Boakai in his own country, with Sierra Leonean lineage, he is unknown. Everything getting on course. Don't listen to them again. Leave them now to bring the stupidity out, the clown out, the every other thing out of themselves. Speak to nobody from the other side about your headquarters. They are your messengers now. They are the ones who are taking it from one end to another. Yes, the people coming to build their headquarters. Yes, the people are serious. Yes, George Weah did not only make a statement, though we doubted him when that statement came out, but we're seeing the reality. The information is out. The guys are working behind the scene and things are working well. Everything is going well according to plan. Anyone who plot your downfall Before that person downfall can come, God prospers you so that before that person downfall can come, they will see your progress. That's how God works. That is why the man said, do not worry, do not cry. I know that it hurts because you people are human beings, but I am with you people. They were successful in breaking down the headquarters. They were successful in persuading, convincing the owners. Say, don't listen to CDC people. Don't listen to them. The owners of the land too put up that pompous spirit. Today, what's the essence and value of that place? CDC about. George Weah gave a time. Every sound leader operates within a time frame. Every sound leader operates within a time frame. He gives himself time. And that time allows him to operate within it, and he operates within that time. He said 1 year, the party headquarters will be finished. We're seeing it getting off the ground. They are ashamed. They have nothing to say again. You never, ever, never, ever underestimate George Weah. George Weah is a magnet, a charismatic character, a global personality. Bouaka can never, ever, never, ever reach the toll of George Weah. It is a blessing for Joseph Yuma Bouaka to be in the same era with George Weah. And then he sits there, put on that satanic instinct to cut off speech from George Weah. Every person who did that in the Bible, they experienced difficulties along the way until they had to go back. God put two people in a certain age, certain time, and one day, the blessing to the other. In this era, George Weah is the blessing to Bouaka. It's a blessing that Bouaka is in the same period, the same time with George Weah. So what he needed to do is to come close to Weah, so Weah will help him open up, allow him to see the wall. If we are bad men, Bouaka can run all around the world. Weah can just say one or two things, everything close. If we are bad men, Unity Party people yesterday, they were going to America and other places. They themselves came back to the Liberia and they said it, they confessed. They will go and tell the UN people, they will tell the US Congress, they will tell them, nobody should do business with Weah. They were boasting with it. They will come back in Liberia and say, he has international attention. Yeah, investors are not coming to the country. That's what they were doing. They were saying, investors are not coming to the country. Because they were telling the people, they were lying to the people, they were using their Facebook pages. That's why I told you all today, I said, you share the show as many times as you can. Let the people all around the world hear. Some of the people will say, oh, but truly, when Weah was in power, Unity Party people were here. These are some of the things that they were saying. That the country was not safe, the country was not stable, to the extent that they even convinced the very American people 2-3 times. The American government said Liberia is unsafe. Their citizens should not do this. Their citizens should not do that. Unity Party people were excited. They were capitalizing on it. We are kept quiet. What God said, this is what I need you to do. You will not understand it because you are human and I am divine. But I know what I'm doing. Turn it over to them. Your own people will go against you. Some of them will go against you. They'll say, why you have to do it? When you are in opposition, they will complain still. But in the fullness of time, you will get back. And some of your own people who were against you, just as Job's own people were against him, they will now say he was right. He's starting with the headquarters. After the headquarters, you will see progress. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H will be going all the way up to Z. You relax yourself. Unity Party is dead. Weah is making progress. They're not making progress. They're only causing all over the place. It is not who talks louder is thinking in progress or has progress. It is that person who talks less, thinks more, listens more. Isn't that what God said? He said, be slow to speak, quick to hear. Reason out. You see progress? That CDC headquarters will be one of, if not the only, but one of the finest buildings in Liberia. Do you know, and you know that I know, that Weah is a designer. We are exposed to the whole world. When I say designer, that George Weah. So watch it, you will see. You see, the CDC party headquarters will be one of the finest buildings in this country. And where it will be, it will change the outlook of that entire community. Joseph Boakai thought that he was harming CDC and George Weah, but he was only opening a great and greater door. Just as Paul said, greater doors, greater grace, greater doors have been opened unto me. I see you. Thank you. Progress is underway. They're not mocking you again. They're not going on Facebook and questioning your headquarters design. They're not doing it. They stopped. They thought Weah was joking. Now they know that Weah is a man. Weah is talk and do. Truly, talk and do. And you're seeing it? You leave those people. They can. Stealing all over the place. I see you. I see. I just start to close the show that way. I see you. So you'll keep everything to your chest, yeah? We'll start rolling with the information. Yeah. All right. So the news is on shortly. That will be at 6 o'clock. And then at 8 tonight, the doctor is in. The only teacher of the land, Anthony at law, Ibrahim William, is in. Will face the issues. Yes. You don't want to miss it. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. I'm Sept Majors. Shalom.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family.